Sino naman yun sa'yo? Madam Chair, for this year, the targeted exit is 327,912. Madam Chair, these are families who have achieved self-sufficiency based on the SWIDI, yung Social Welfare Indicator, when they were assessed by the case managers on the ground.
Okay, in addition, in your submitted documents, you mentioned that the first 1,000 days for the health of the 0 to 2 from the poorest families, I take it to mean they belong to the 4.4 of the 4 Ps? Or
Yes, Madam Chair.
We're already giving 750 pesos a month per household, requiring 38.8 billion, targeting 0 to 5-year-old children, and ensuring pre- and postnatal health checkups for pregnant women. Aren't we duplicating this? Doble-doble na to.
Madam Chair, kasi yung
Kasi
health...
sabi mo, meron na tayong health and nutrition for the first 1,000 days. Pagkatapos meron pang 750. Hindi ba patong-patong na yan?
Madam Chair,
nagdodoble, samantalang yung iba kapos talaga.
Madam Chair, in the studies of PEDS itself and in our own assessment, the health-seeking behavior stops for pregnant and lactating women pag nakatatlong anak na sila. Pag lumagpas na pang-apat, pang-lima, they don't even register anymore their pregnancy. They don't go to the health centers kasi there's simply no way to defray the cost of them doing the health-seeking behavior. So, yung pera na binibigay kasi natin is household, so they share it, compared to our proposal na it's per pregnancy.
But you're telling me you're giving 2 lots. Isn't there a more coherent way to address this? Meron kang health grant, tapos may health and nutrition grant. Di ba dapat ipagkaisa na lamang yan?
Madam, actually, we want to make sure na this one is targeted to the pregnant and lactating women only. Hindi siya for everybody. It's a subset of the entire 4.4.
It's a subset of the 4.4.
It's a subset.
But the 4.4 is already receiving 750.
Yes, ma'am. So,
doble-doble?
ma'am, this is a special targeted intervention for pregnant and lactating women, 0 to 2, the one we keep on mentioning a while ago, para masigurado lang that they do develop that health-seeking behavior. In other countries na may conditional cash transfers, they actually have this, like in India and in Bangladesh. Kasi na-realize nila na kahit may supply...
Understood that it is a necessary thing to do. It's an important thing to do, but I don't understand why you have to do it twice.
Madam Chair, this one is on a per pregnancy. Yung unang grant natin is para sa kanilang lahat. Ito pang 0 to 2 lang siya. Hindi na ho kasama kung may 3 to 5.
Can't they be integrated so it's more logical?
Madam Chair, kasi in the computation of the 750,000 pesos, pati yung pag-attend nila ng family development session, credited na kaagad yon. While this one is targeted for the pregnant and lactating women to go to their health centers. Doon sa 750 kasi kasama doon yung pag-attend ng family development session, yung other mechanisms that's beyond the 0 to 2.
Yes, okay. I'd like to understand why hiwalay pa yan. Kasi parang, I mean, it's clearly a duplication as far as I'm concerned because they're already getting something. So if you want to add, you can just top up to the 750. But it seems illogical.
Madam Chair, we can. Basta we'll target it for pregnant lactating women. We don't mind.
Dagdagan na lang.
Yes, ma'am. We don't mind.
Pero hindi naman pwedeng hiwalay na naman.
Ma'am, it's just a matter of how we craft the amendment to the law.
And
we can incorporate it. It's 350 per pregnancy or 0 to 1 na bata. 0 to 2.
Yes, it's curious because you give 750 for 3 kids, 350 for 1 who hasn't been born.
Ma'am, 0 to 2 kasama na yung pag napanganak siya.
Ayun na nga.
Kasi what we want is for that pregnant woman...
Kung ako yung nanay, magre-reklamo ako nito.
Madam, importante kasi for that pregnant woman to go get that health-seeking behavior. We know that even hindi pa siya pinapanganak, doon sa sinapupunan, napaka-importante na natatanggap niya yung necessary interventions. From the counseling to what to do early on your pregnancy.
And so you're not going to impose any limits on the number of pregnancies, considering that many have objected to this, saying that you are in fact exacerbating the problem of teenage pregnancy and solo parents.
Madam Chair, if you
Are you encouraging teenage pregnancy?
No, we are
not. It's
not.
already been cited by the World Bank as not only a social problem but a widespread economic development
Madam Chair, in the same study for World Bank and ADB, they keep on repeating that there's no direct correlation between grants and having more children. Even PEDS is saying that. But in this case kasi, if you do the math, 350 divided by how many days, that's only 30 pesos a day. So that's not a lot of incentive, but more of defraying the cost of going to the health center, commuting to get there, during your pregnancy. It's trying to develop the demand side of it.
So the intent is to give 350 on top of the 750 per month?
Only for pregnant and lactating women,
Understood,
0 to
yeah,
2.
but okay. So they'll get a total of how much?
Ma'am, depende kung ilan yung
So
0
yung
to 2.
350, presumably for 9 months lang or whatever.
Yes, correct, ma'am.
But if, when
0 to 2. You exit when your child, you don't get that grant anymore when you don't have a child na 2-year-old. Kasi first 1,000 days, ma'am Madam Chair.
So for the period of 0 to 2, you're getting double. You get the 350 plus 750. From the period of 2 to 5, you're only getting the 750.
Correct,
Is that
Madam
correct?
Chair.
So, dapat laging buntis. Ganun ba yun?
Madam Chair, again, one would think that, pero I don't think the 350 is enough to get pregnant kasi pag dinivide niyo yun, parang 30 pesos a day lang siya halos. 13 pesos a day lang siya if you divide it. So parang...
If you divide it, but you don't go for a prenatal checkup every day naman.
Ma'am, one would say that 13 pesos is just really enough to defray the cost of doing the health-seeking behaviors. Other countries do it and they've seen success in it na kahit na maayos yung supply side,
No,
if
I'm
the
not
demand side
against
is
it.
there.
I mean, the question is to do it in a way that would actually encourage healthy pregnancies. This seems a little haphazard and unthought out. So I'm a little bit concerned na you won't get the results you wanted. Kasi parang dinagdagan mo ng kabala ka dyan. Parang hindi maliwanag.
Madam Chair,
Mas maigi pa, bigyan mo na yung pera sa RHU at sa BHW, kalampagin nila lahat ng buntis.
Madam, yan ang problema ho. Even in other
Kasi
countries.
kahit ibigay ninyo yan, parang hindi pa rin mangyari.
Madam Chair, we'll
yan
submit the study ng World Bank.
Okay.
A comparative
I'm familiar
study.
with it actually.
Madam, in those countries,
Nakakatawa yung study na yon. Ang dami niyang sinasabi tungkol sa 4Ps. Tapos sa bandang uli, sabi, ang ending, ang punchline, matapos sabihin na it doesn't work, ang ending na punchline, kaya pauutangin pa rin.
Madam Chair, in
kayo.
that case, what we'll submit to
Nalito
you
ako doon.
is
Pero hindi
a-
ako sa ending ng bangko. Talagang bangko Gusto
Madam Chair,
magpautang kahit mali-mali na.
para fair na lang, Madam Chair, para hindi yun yung study na ibibigay namin sa inyo.
Hindi yun ang binigay
Hindi, we will give
Nakakatawa.
you...
ADB at saka World Bank. Bigay ng study, nakapos ang 4Ps, sapat lamang for temporary poverty, short-term poverty, no changes in the family situation or intergenerational, multidimensional poverty. Ang daming sinabi. Tapos ang punchline sa huli, kaya magpapautang din kami sa inyo.
Madam Chair,
lubog na tayo sa utang. Alam naman pala nila na walang katagumpay
Madam Chair, para na lang hindi yun yung study, we'll give you a comparative that we've done of countries with similar grants.
Yeah,
Basically,
I'm
what the
relatively
study will say
familiar.
is, even if the supply side is ample, halimbawa, binigay natin sa RHU, barangay health workers, in those countries, nung wala yung grant na yun, the pregnant and lactating women were not seeking the health services that they need. Simply because...
No, I suppose what I'm trying to yan ko na may development reach, pero kung tutuusin, ginagawa yan ng napakaraming ahensya na kung tutuusin din, mas mahusay sa ganyan. Kung farm to market road, di hamak na mas mahusay yung ating DA, ang DPWH, ang BSWM sa DA, ang NTFL ginagawa din yan. Napakaraming gumagawa niyan, kaya hindi ko maintindihan, pinasukan ninyo yan at ginawa ninyong prioridad, samantalang yung may kapansanan, 0 ang binibigay sa buong budget ninyo.
I'm sure we, again, when we proposed it, nandun ho yun, and we would welcome its restoration. We agree with you that that is something very important.
Yes, that's your primary mandate. Itong pag-abot program, 807 million appropriated in 2025. May we have also, before going to pag-abot, meron bang accomplishment and financial report of the 900 million appropriated for Tarabasa?
Yes, Madam Chair, we'll gladly submit to you the accomplishment report together with DepEd's, kasi it's a partnership with DepEd, and we'll submit to you also DepEd's commendations.
Was there any perceptible improvement?
Yes, Madam Chair. DepEd issued actually a certification saying that their students, kasi they do the pre and the post test, sila naman gumagawa nun, kami nagbabayad lang. They showed us that kids were actually moving up the reading level.
Okay, so we have the arrival and we recognize Senator Bongo. So nasa pag-abot program tayo. Appropriated was 807 million. The physical targets and accomplishments. What are the intervention to all these children, individuals, and families? How many went back to their provinces? I'm sure Senator Go is concerned about this. It's pag-abot, balik probinsya. Meron ba kayong update nito?
Yes, Madam Chair. All in all, 7,000 families were profiled living in streets in Metro Manila, of which 2,638 actually went back to their families and reintegrated back to their families. 2,638. To their provinces and reintegrated with their families with the economic grants necessary.
Yes, maybe you can give us some specifics. Were they given transitory shelter allowance? What was given to them? Transport, relocation, livelihood, psychosocial support? Yung linilista natin.
Yes, Madam Chair.
The commensurate financial equivalent.
Madam Chair, meron ma'am, we'll go ahead and submit to you as well. They were provided shelter, transport allowance, economic grants.
So the monitoring is done over a period of how long?
For the whole...
Hindi, kasi marami akong kilala, umuwi sa probinsya, bumalik din.
Yeah. Madam Chair, ang ginagawa ho namin,
so I was wondering how long is the period during which you monitor?
Madam Chair, the monitoring when they get home to the province is 6 months. Pero one of the things that Pag-abot did is, pag nakaka-reach out tayo ng mga pamilya sa kalansangan, we do their biometrics and issue them IDs. Now, pag sa tuwing nagre-reach out operation tayo at matagpuan natin ulit tong individual na to, then we'll know kung ano nangyari, bakit ka bumalik dito, nagkamali ba kami ng pagbigay ng pondo, hindi ba lumago yung negosyo mo. So then we'll have to do the other intervention.
Okay, so I will await that. And 6 months is probably a little short, no? Maybe, kasi may maraming balita na nagsiuwian.
Pag bumabalik ko sila dito, Madam Chair, as I mentioned, non-stop tayo ng reach-out operations sa lansangan. And then we'll make sure that pag na-reach out namin ulit sila, do the biometrics at sila pa rin yung parehas na individual, then we'll know na dapat pa namin i-monitor further.
Okay, that being the case, we probably should have a word also regarding the shortfall with the Centenarians Act. Ano? Kasi that's only affected now. Hindi siya kasali sa 2025. Meron bang magawa ko ng paraan? Medyo overexcited yung mga tao natin.
Madam Chair, unfortunately, it's been moved to the NCSC already next year. Kaya wala na sa libro ho namin yung Centenarian, pati yung expanded Centenarian.
Wala rin sa kanila eh. Meron na? Meron ng dagdag na 3 billion. Sigurado tayo, parang nakalimutan ko kung meron eh. Okay, sige. And perhaps we can now recognize Senator Go if he has an opening statement or further questions.
Magandang umaga po, Madam Chair. Sa lahat po ng empleyado ng DSWD. Itong sa mga balik loob program, balik probinsya, may bagong tawag na ho kayo.
Pag-abot.
Bagong pag-abot. So saan sila pwedeng lumapit sa ngayon, no? Siyempre, bago na yung pangalan. Baka hindi nila maintindihan bakit bagong
Boto, because Madam Chair, just to contextualize, hindi na rin ho namin sila inaantay lumapit, kami na umaabot sa kanila. But they can approach any DSWD office anywhere in the country and we'll make sure that they get home to where they want to go home.
Ano pong libre sa kanila if ever na qualified po sila?
Madam Chair, everything. We give them transitory housing muna. And then number 2, we give them the transpo allowance. And then number 3, they're also given immediate cash assistance. Number 4, pagbalik ko sa probinsya, they're given the livelihood grants.
Kasi marami nang nakauwi sa probinsya noon sa Balik Probinsya program. But check your regional offices po. Kung nabalikan na sila, nabigyan na ba sila ng livelihood. Kasi meron rin po mga nananawagan sa atin na hindi nga sila na-contact ng DSWD. Lapitan lang ba nila ang mga regional offices ninyo?
Madam Chair, yes. And for the information of the committee, yan ho yung mga nakabalik noon. 597 yung na-validate. 597 ho na accounts yan, of which 404 na ang na-validate and due for payout already. So, pag meron pa ho, they can come to our offices anywhere in the country, then we'll keep on tallying them. Ito ho kasi mga nakabalik noon during, from my understanding, even before, during the pandemic.
So parehas lang yon.
Parehas lang ho, Madam Chair.
Parehas na tulong po ibibigay sa kanila.
Same package ho. In fact, we adopted the original pay package of BP2 and added more to it.
Sige po. Salamat po. Basta open po yung opisina nyo dito.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Second, maalala nyo po na merong JAO, Joint Administrative Order, na last year pa po ito na napag-usapan between offices po, no? Under Malasakit Center, part po kayo ng batas, DSWD, PhilHealth, PCSO at DOH, na pwede nilang lapitan para humingi sila ng tulong, di ba? Para mas mababawasan po ang babayaran sa kanilang pagpapa-hospital. Unang-una, lalapit sila doon sa one-stop shop sa Malasakit Center. Babawasan po ng PhilHealth sa hospital billing, tutulong po ang DOH at tutulong rin po ang PCSO. At finally po, doon sa JAO na pinag-usapan, ay pwede yung tumulong dapat ang DSWD sa medical assistance program. Kasi ngayon po, di ba, pamasahe lang po ang tinutulong ninyo or financial assistance. So malaking tulong po ito sa mga kababayan nating mahihirap, mga pasyente, na hindi na nila kailangan magmakaawa, humingi ng tulong sa iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno pa. Since itong JAO na to, it will allow you to help through medical assistance, no, sa mga pasyente. Kumusta na po ito at nagsang-ayon naman po kayo rito, Mr. Secretary, na makakatulong po ito sa kanila. Aside sa pamasahe, mas mabawasan ang kanilang babayaran sa hospital billing.
Yes, Madam Chair. In fact, we are already in receipt of the amended JAO last week from DOH. It's right here now. It's due for legal review lang sa department namin, but I assure you we'll sign it in the soonest possible time. Kakatanggap lang ho namin late last week from the Department of Health that will contain everything that we want to from it, na pwede na ho mag-issue ng guarantee letter ang DSWD on top of the other agencies what they're giving.
Sa tingin nyo, malaking tulong rin po ito. Mas mababawasan pa ang kanilang babayarin sa ospital.
Yes,
aside
Madam
from
Chair.
pamasahe, mas makakatulong na kayo through medical assistance.
Yes, Madam Chair. That's why precisely in the last meeting, we also reported that social workers have been deployed in all the Malasakit centers from our own records. Kasi we believe nga that it's the first point of contact of patients that need help.
Na hindi na nila kailangan magmakaawa pa sa iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno.
Yes, Madam Chair. That's why we have been following this up at nasa amin na ho ngayon. Kakatanggap lang ho namin late last week and then we're reviewing it already and we'll sign it.
Naalala ko kasi, Mr. Secretary, last year pa po yan. Ilan pasyente sana ang matutulungan pa niyan kung napirmahan na po yung JAO. Hindi naman para sa atin yan, para po yan sa mga kababayan nating mahirap.
Madam Chair, we agree. And unfortunately, the draft came from DOH kasi sila yung lead agency that was drafting it. We've been following up with them numerous times. kahapon, last week lang ho nila pinadala sa amin and we'll sign it. We'll make sure na sa mabilis na panahon ma-promulgate ho to. Ang nag-craft ho kasi nito is DOH because most of the agencies inside, I believe, are attached to DOH more than DSWD. Parang supplemental kami in nature, but we support it, we agree with it.
Madam Chair, baka pwede hong ma-settle na po yan before po na ma-aprobahan po ang kanilang budget po.
Yes, Madam Chair, we'll gladly accept the challenge. This week, we'll have the legal office review it, bring it to my table, and sign it.
Salamat po, Madam Chair. At itong, maalala nyo po, last year, meron tayong mga pina-follow up po sa inyong opisina. Nagkaroon na po tayo ng ilang pagpupulong. At sabi ko na nga, the last time we met, sabi ko sa iyo na kayo na hong bahala na alam niyo, nagmamakaawa na ako sa inyo na mabalikan po itong mga mahirap nating kababayan, mga nasalanta ng bagyo noong last year pa. At sabi ko, kayo na pong bahala, Secretary Rex, kung sa tingin ninyo, qualified naman po ito sila at mabalikan po sila. Ano ba naman yung 3,000 na wag na ho natin silang pahirapan pa. Yun lang naman po ang pakiusap ko sa kanila, sa inyo, sa ahensya. From Secretary to USEC to ASEC, Director, lahat na po ay kinausap na po ng aming opisina kasi kami rin po ang kanilang binabalikan at kinukulit at nakiusap lang po kami sa inyo na sana po ay mabalikan po itong mga qualified beneficiaries na mga nasalanta, mga indigents talaga. Nakikita ko kasi na ongoing naman po ang inyong mga payout sa iba't ibang lugar, no? Iba't ibang rehiyon. At iba't ibang rason na po ang nangyari. Sinasabi walang pera, wala pang cash, no? Hindi naman namin alam kung ano talaga yung totoong nangyayari, kung kulang talaga sa cash o ano ba, sino bang inyong priority sa pagbabayad po o pagpe-payout. Ako naman dito for the end time ay nakikiusap po para sa ating mga kababayang mahirap. Kung qualified naman po, ibalik po natin sa kanila yung pera nila, pera po ng taong bayan. Kaya nga po tinawag na AICS, Assistance to in Crisis Situation. Ibig sabihin, naghihirap po ito. Hindi naman pipila yan ng napakahaba, hindi po magpapainit at magpapaulan yan kung hindi naman po nila kailangan yung tulong. So, sobra-sobra naman po siguro ang pondo ng DSWD sa ngayon. Kahit na nasa Oktubre na ho tayo, andyan naman po yung mga iba't ibang programa ninyo. Pakiusap ko naman sa inyo noon pa na hindi po maging selective. Sabi ko nga, pera po ng taong bayan niya. Pakiusap ko lang po muli for the end time na ibalik po natin sa kanila, Mr. Secretary.
Madam Chair, I assure the committee that wala hong selective. Dumadaan ho yan lahat sa lente ng social worker natin. Sa katunayan, yung mga referral na ho yun, ongoing ho tayo, patapos na nga ho. We've already appraised the Office of Senator Go. The only reason kaya ho natatagal yan minsan kasi nagdi-duplicate ho tayo, yung mga pangalan ho, minsan nakatanggap na. Kasi hindi naman ho ibig sabihin na pagka nandun sila sa listahan, kagad qualified, tinitignan ho na buti ng ating mga social worker ho yan. Basta ang assurance ho natin, tatapusin ho to sa madaling panahon. We've already settled a lot of them. Binalik lang ho namin yung ibang listahan sa mga LGU na nag-refer kasi may mga iba doon na payout na namin, yung mga individual at meron tayong lockout period. So sinisigurado lang natin na oo, tutulungan ho natin pero sisiguraduhin rin ho natin na sumusunod tayo sa alituntunin ng departamento pagdating sa mga deduplication para hindi na dodoble.
Kaya sabi ko, nasa inyo na po ang validation. Sana hindi umabot ng isang taon ang pagbabalidate po dito sa mga listahan. More than 1 year na po. 2023 budget hearing po yun para sa 2024. Nalala ko, dito rin po sa Senado. Dumating na tayo sa plenaryo. Ngayon po, nandito na tayo sa budget hearing ng 2025 budget. Baka kukulangin pa yung pamasahe nila sa follow up po sa inyong mga opisina. At Secretary Rex, narinig niyo ba yung nangyari sa Zamboanga? Nabasa ko lang po sa Facebook, no? Video showing isang congressman na lumuhod po begging sa regional director ng DSWD sa Region 9 na matuloy po ang kanyang payout. Isang kongresista rin po ito. nandito yata siya. Nandito ba siya? Ayun, na sabi niya, ipaparating raw niya sa komite ang kanyang reklamo, no? So gusto lang nating malaman kung anong totoong nangyari dito, kung hindi mo ba naging selective ang pagpili ng mga beneficiaries, o kailangan pa bang magmakaawa si Congressman Olaso para mabayaran po ang payout, scheduled payout. Ay, nagwawala na po, nagrarally na yung mga tao doon, nagmamakaawa para matuloy po yung payout. Kung qualified naman po sana, ang pakiusap ko naman sana, Secretary Rex, ay maging fair lang po tayo. Sinabi nyo na po na hindi po kayo magiging selective dito sa pag-identify ng beneficiaries. Bakit po na hindi natuloy po ito at na-hold nga, ika nga. I am sure hindi lang po ito nangyayari sa Zamboanga. Mas marami pa pong lugar na nangyayari rin po ito na hindi natutuloy yung payout. Ano ho ba ang totoong rason dito kung hindi ho ba naging selective ang inyong opisina sa pagpili? Kung bakit kailangan pang magmakaawa ng isang kongresista para matuloy po yung payout sa mga intended indigent beneficiaries?
Madam Chair, una po sa lahat, hindi ho naging selective ang departamento natin. Ang mga social worker ho natin ang sumusuri niyan. Pagka nagbigay ho ang kongresista o ang kahit na sinong partner na ng referral list, binevet ho natin mabuti yon. Lahat ho naman maraming nagre-refer. That time, si Congressman Olaso submitted the list, and a couple of days before his supposed payout, sinabi na ho namin sa kanya na hindi pa ho kami ready mag-payout at hindi pa ho tapos yung pagsusuri ng listahan na yon. We have to be careful. But we also assured him, at alam niya ho yun, we assured him na hindi magaganap yung payout na yon, pero hindi ibig sabihin na hindi magpe-payout. Tinatapos lang ho natin yung pagsusuri at pagve-vet ng listahan. That's our conversation with him, and he even acknowledged that. Kaya nga sinabi namin, wala naman hong nakaschedule na payout that day.
Wala akong galing sa inyo, RD.
Actually, he's here together with Mayor Beng Climaco. They're all here to complain. At saka hindi naman alam naman natin na hindi lang yan ang kauna-unahang pagkakataon na nangyari yan. Marami ring nahinto ng payout sa Surigao del Norte. Nangyari na rin yan sa North Cotabato. Marami na talagang ginagawang ganyan ang DSWD. Huwag naman kayo sasama sa politika. Wala pa eleksyon. Mas politiko pa kayo kesa sa amin.
Madam Chair, no, we told Congressman Olaso ahead of time na hindi ho matutuloy yung payout kasi hindi pa ho kami tapos dun sa pag-vet ng listahan ho niya.
Ito pa, Sec. Rex, no? I'm sure galing po kayo sa political family. Kapatid mo, tumatakbo. Fortunately, wala naman sigurong kalaban. Hindi ka ba naging selective sa pagpili ng pagbibigyan mo ng mga ayuda, no? Halimbawa, Quezon City, hindi ka ba naging selective sa pagbibigay ng AIC sa mga officials doon sa pag-identify nila? Alam mo, Secretary Rex, alam mo, bilog naman ang mundo. What if ikaw na yung kandidato pagdating sa 2028? And I'm sure darating naman yung puntong gano'n, no, na magiging kandidato ka muli kasi you belong to a political family. At alam nyo naman nung panahon ni dating Pangulong Duterte, ang Valenzuela ay kung anong mga pangangailangan doon sa inyong ospital, sa inyong dalawang ospital, sa mga indigents doon, when you were still the mayor, nagkapalitan na lang kayo ng iyong kapatid, ay binibigay talaga what is due, especially doon sa mga indigents. Yung talagang mga kababayan nating mahihirap po. Matagal na rin po kayo sa local government. Alam nyo naman po yung sino talaga yung deserving at nangangailangan. Yun na po ang pakiusap ko sana. Hindi po ito maging selective kayo sa inyong posisyon at hindi po ito, kaya ng sinabi ni Madam Chair, Senator Amy, na hindi po ito magagamit sa politika. Dahil tandaan po natin, darating rin po ang panahon na maaaring kayo rin po ay maging kandidato at kung ano bang mararamdaman nyo na magkakaroon po ng selective yung agencies tapos ikaw hindi ka pagbibigyan. Eh atin dito sana po ay maging pantay-pantay po ang ating trato at wag ho ito magamit. Napakalagang opisina po ito, itong DSWD, at hindi po dapat magamit ito sa politika. Dahil wag niyo pong pagsamantalahan ang kahinaan po ng mga kababayan nating mahihirap. Naghihirap na nga, magmamakaawa pa sila para matanggap nila yung ayuda mula sa gobyerno. Tandaan natin, hindi nyo po pera yan, hindi natin pera yan, pera po ng taong bayan yan at dapat po ibalik sa kanila. Yun lang po ang pakiusap ko for the end time po sa inyo, Secretary Rex. Sana maging pantay-pantay po ang inyong pagtrato dito. At sana pakinggan na lang po natin. Nandito naman siguro si Congressman Olaso. Pakinggan natin ang kanyang hinaing kung ano talaga yung totoong nangyari since meron naman tayong hearing. Dito po.
Yeah.
Bigyan natin ng due courtesy.
Bago mapunta doon na Senator Bong, kasi mahabang diskusyon yan, hayaan na natin si Secretary at si Congressman Olaso. Maalala ko lang, may update ba tungkol sa investigasyon na ipinangako ng DSWD tungkol kay VP Sara na sinasabi ng ating VP na tinatanggihan lagi ng DSWD ang kanyang mga request para bigyan ng financial assistance. Kapag raw nanggaling sa OVP, hindi naman pinapagbigyan, kaya't napipilitan rin sila sa OVP na magbigay ng tulong sa mga nangangailangan.
Madam Chair, lalahatin ko na ho. Una, hindi ho pinagsasamantala ng DSWD yung pondo ng DSWD para sa taong bayan ho yan. We agree with that. Number two, as we speak right now, lahat ng tanggapan namin nakabukas. Araw-araw may mga lumalapit at araw-araw ina-assess yan ng ating mga social worker. Pagdating mo doon sa investigation na yon, Madam Chair, yes, Madam Chair, and I will report.
Na magkakaroon ng investigasyon tungkol sa mga request ni VP na lagi na lang tinatanggihan.
Madam Chair, I'll report now. Madam Chair, with me is Assistant Secretary Ulysses Aguilar. He's the one that handles the referrals from the Office of the Vice President. Agad-agad, kinausap niya yung handling officer sa kabila, si Director Norman. If Director Norman, si ASIC Yuli will gladly give the text exchange of text messages. Kasi tinanong namin sa kanya ano ba yung issue para alam namin ano yung titignan. In fact, ang sabi niya, wala rin ho siyang alam kasi lahat naman ng referral daw namin nila, malugod naming tinatanggap. We can furnish you the screenshots, Madam Chair, but we have to ask permission of Director Norman if he will also consent. But the screenshot of their exchange is there kasi tinignan namin. We wanted to know kung alin. That's why ASIC Yuli came into the picture. We asked Director Norman na normally nagre-refer. So we will gladly show you the exchange of messages.
Yes, kung maaari lamang para matapos
Madam
na
Chair.
yung usapin na yan.
Madam Chair.
Dahil parating inuulit-ulit.
Yeah, Madam Chair, and also if I can also add, we'll also submit to the committee a copy of a plaque that we just received middle part of this year from the OVP saying that we're a valued partner, that we would always help the referrals. Meron din ho kaming parangal doon and we'll gladly submit it to the committee as well.
Yes, if we could put that on record, that
Yes.
would put the matter addressed and we can
Yes,
clarify
Madam Chair,
on
we will have to
the
seek
concern.
the permission lang of Director Norman kasi it's a private exchange between the two of them. But
Yes.
on our side, we will gladly furnish you the screenshot,
Yes.
provided that Director Norman will also agree because of data privacy.
Thank you very much, Secretary. We'd be very grateful for the update. In the meantime, if you could be very brief, Congressman Senator Tolentino has just arrived. We're trying to wind down the hearing, having already requested specific documents, including documents required by Senator Francis Tolentino. I think the issue concerning Congressman Olaso was raised. The Secretary has stated, Congressman Olaso, you can sit. But if we could be very, very brief, because Secretary Rex has already said that he had told you beforehand that the payout
Director,
was
Madam Chair,
not,
the regional
director had informed you beforehand that the payout could not occur because the list had not been verified. And of course, you went on media and said otherwise.
Madam Senator, permission to speak. Congressman Kim Lasso from the 1st District of Zamboanga City. Ma'am, that is a negative, ma'am. Hindi po totoo. We were already scheduled, ma'am. Yung payout namin scheduled on the 12th, on the 11th. Unfortunately, Secretary, after the filing of my candidacy for mayor last Tuesday, October 8, the following day, Wednesday afternoon, I received a call from DSWD telling me na hindi na matutuloy yung payout. Sabi ko, bakit? Ano nangyari? Sir, pinahinto sa taas. Sabi ko, bakit? Hindi pwede
Madalas
kasi...
naman nangyayari yan sa amin lahat eh.
Yes. Sabi ko, if that would be the thing, sabi ko nga, dapat give me a written letter. At least I can show that to the people na pinahinto sa taas. But the point of view there, walang written letter. And even the regional director nag-text sa akin. Sabi niya, sir, ayaw kong maipit. So sabi ko, I cannot stop the payout not unless you give me a written letter. Wala pong galing black and white from the SWD. That's my basically point of view. And until now, I met the regional director last Friday. Sinabi ko, ano nangyari? Sabi niya, wala talaga. Sabi ko, please come here, nandito sa payout. Pumunta kayo dito. Wala naman pumunta. So pumunta yung staff niya, pero hindi pumunta si RD. But pumunta doon, sinabi lang sa amin, stop yung payout. Ganun lang. But then after that, Madam Chair, sabi ko, I have to go and clarify with the regional director, ano ba talaga? At least he has to explain it to the people of Zamboanga City. Hindi pa pwede na lang na stop yung payout. Walang dahilan. But basically, let us not duck things into, nung nag-file lang ako, kinansel lahat ng pondo ko. Sabi ko, wag naman sana daw ganun kasi itong pera na to binibigay sa mga Pilipino. Hindi to pera ng mga magulang nila. Pera to ng taong bayan. This is taxpayers' money. So I really stand for it. And that's my thing. Hindi pa pwede iwanan natin yung taong bayan ng ganun. Because that is the program of our beloved President Bongbong Marcos and our Speaker of the House, Martin Romualdez, na dapat lahat ng naiiwan matutulungan dito sa bagong Pilipinas. Pero sa ganitong nangyari, hindi po tayo masaya, Secretary. And that's not true na sinabi nyo kanina na you informed me earlier na hindi ready yung payouts. Nandito na, sir, ready na. We posted on Facebook. That is already 3 weeks ago. We posted it. Ready na. More than 12,000 payouts, pinakancel lahat. Bakit po ginaganon ako? Porket wala akong tatay, congressman o senator. I'm an OFW. Hindi po ako, I'm not, sabihin ko sa iyo, and hindi ako veteranong politician. I'm just new here. As you know, we're former colleagues in Congress. I'm a ship captain, OFW ako. But my heart belongs to the people. I want to serve the people of Zamboanga. Sana, Secretary, my colleague, tulungan mo ako dito.
Madam Chair, again, let me just state for the record, wala akong pondo ang congressman. Yung sinabing pondo ko, wala akong pondo ang congressman. These are department disbursed funds. As we speak right now, lahat ng opisina namin, anybody that walks into our office, pinoprocess ko yan. Now, that list, that referral list that's given to us, I'll get it from Congressman Olaso right now. We'll look into it again. I'll talk to the regional director na kausap niya, who happens to be a career social worker. Nandiyan na ho siya, matagal na. Give me the list, I'll talk to the regional director. Then if he says that the list is clean and it's ready for to be paid out, kasi talagang kailangan, then we'll pay it out.
Bakit po?
Secretary, ang problema dyan, yan din ang sabi ninyo last year. Kaya si Senator Bongo nagdududa na rin eh.
Madam Chair, in the last hearing, I told the good senator, I think there's a miscommunication between his office and our office. The original list that they gave
Madam
us,
Chair,
which we can give back, is a list of LGUs, not end beneficiaries. Binalik ho namin yon at sinabi namin hindi ho itong mga beneficiaries kundi mga local government units ho to. Kung pwede ho kami bigyan ng direct referrals.
Meron ho silang mga social worker naman po na mga qualified. Sabi ko lang naman sa inyo, pag qualified po yung beneficiaries, balikan nyo po. Hindi naman siguro kailangan umabot ng 1 taon para balikan po sila. Pwede naman yan 1 week. Tingnan nyo kung, alam nyo, Mr. Secretary, kung gustuhin mo talaga kaya nyo nga magtipon-tipon ng mga pagpupulong dyan, namimigay kayo ng ayuda, billion-billion in 1 week. Kaya nyo, sigurado ba kayong mga mahirap to mga to na tinatawag ninyo, billion-billion is isang sa isang lugar. Bang disaster, kaya nyo mag-validate ng balikan tutuloy ko na maging select kayo. Ito na sa kaso ni Congressman Olaso, yung mga beneficiaries sa Zamboanga. At Alam mo kasi dati ka rin po naging kongresista. Nagkataon lang po, Mr. Secretary, nung naging congressman ka, naging mayor ka, ng Valenzuela, sa panahon ni dating Pangulong Duterte, sa panahon namin noon, ang ng mga pangangailangan ng mga mahirap niyo doon, binibigyan po sa inyo. Kung hindi kayo binibigyan sa inyo, kabaliktaran po, makawa, nagalan, pinapagapan, paabutan pa lang isang meron po akong next question. Sabi niya, ito daw, at so, kung bakit hindi natuloy sa lugar niya. Meron tanong po sa inyo, Mr. Secretary, wala ho bang nagpapakulog sa inyo? Wala bang na napangbigyan kasi kalaban ito ng isang politiko. Wala ho bang record lang po, nagawin po ang ating mga kababayan and wala bang bawal sa inyo, pigilan o nag-hold kahit kailan po sa mga nakaraang buwan na naging sekretary kayo ng Department of Social Welfare and Development, bang nag-approve sa inyo na huwag mo itong bigyan, stop mo na kasi nakakalaban po yan. Wala bang ganong instance sa Mr. Secretary?
Sir, let me reiterate.
Sagot lang, wala bang nag-approve sa inyo kasi dati?
Yung sa AIXO, hindi ko ako ang pinipili sa mga diplomat.
Tanong ko na, hindi tumawag sa inyo kapahunan. Wala nagpahul sa inyo kahit walang.
Madam Chair, wala naman may takbo. Tapos ng Presidente, lahat tulungan.
So wala akong pag nangangailangan. Bang instance o incidente na hold you took out sa inyo dahil kalaban po ito at hindi ito kakampi.
Madam Chair, basta nangangailangan, tinulungan
Naman sagot ng categorical.
kasi, Madam Chair, sa amin ang listahan ng isang
Ito po, Mr. Secretary, alam din ang totoo. Natago niya yung katotohanan. Huwag na tayo mag-ikot-ikot dito. Kala mo rin po ako dyan sa Executive Department. Alam natin yung totoo. Huwag mo natin pagsamantalaan mga kababayan nating mahirap. Huwag mo natin pagsamantalaan bang nandiyan kayo sa DSWD ang kailangan ko ng mga kababayan nating mahirap. I-report nyo po sa kanila 1,000 pesos kakaigit pa sa kanila, pipigla pa magmamakaawa pa sa inyo para mabigay lang po. Talagang totoo. Yun naman talagang totoo. Hindi tayo sa totoo. Hindi tayo magkakamali. Pagkakot lang tayo sa katotohanan. Dito na. Nagkataon. Dito si Congressman Lo Olaso. Naalala ko lang yung video. Buti na lang po. Gusto niya talagang isang video sa ating chairperson na si Senator Amy. Kanyang hinaing. Isa lang po ito sa mga na pagsasamantalahan po yung ating mga kababayang mahirap. Yun lang po. Nakikiusap lang po ako for the time sa inyo. Punta na po, parating na po ang eleksyon. Sana po hindi po ito magamit ito ayuda sa politika. Wala naman po ang politika. Sana po hindi tayo maging ayuda nation na umaasa na lang po sa ayuda para manalo po isang politiko. Sana naman po dapat sa halalan na yung talagang nagsiservisyo at totoong nagmamahal at mamalasakit sa ating kapwa Pilipino. Huwag po sana magamit ito na yan po definitely sa susunod na buwan. Ganun po ang mangyayari. Napapagsamantalahan po dahil meron at meron pong hindi nabibigyan po ng pabor. Naku, yung dyan na yung tao. Mamakaawa na dyan yung video. Si Congressman Olaso na po nagpakita ng video.
Again, as may assurance, I'll talk to the director na kausap ni Congressman Olaso to flesh out the matter.
Thank you. Thank you very much. As I said earlier, this isn't the first time. There have been complaints from many officers, including the OVP. Kinakailangan talaga panagutan ng DSWD kung bakit nangyayari paulit-ulit itong mga pagkakataon na ginagamit kayo na mas politiko pa kayo kesa sa politiko. Wala namang ganyan. Ang mahirap ay nangangailangan ng tulong at yan ang mandato ninyo. Hindi ang mga politiko na nanakot naguutos, nagsasabi sa inyo ng kung ano-ano. At okay, with that, I think we wind down this hearing. Meron akong hinihingi tungkol sa food stamp. Yun na lang pala ang hindi nabanggit, nakita ko lamang. Wala pang updated report. Alam ko na may 300,000 maliit na pilot.
5,000, Madam Chair.
5,000, mas maliit pa lalo.
3,000.
3,000.
Ma'am, the report is almost ready. We'll get it from ADB and submit to the
kung
committee.
pwede lang i-share para meron kaming masabi kasi marami pong interesado dyan sa food stamp problem. At I think Senator Go.
I move to suspend the deliberation of the DSWD budget pending the submission of the documents the Secretary committed to submit, such as the signed joint administrative order on the medical and financial assistance to indigent patients at yung iba rin pong mga beneficiaries no na hindi pa ninyo nare-reconcile. Yun lang po, Madam Chair.
Keeping in mind, Senator Go and Secretary Gatchalian, that in fact the last day for the submission of the reports is October 18 from the subcommittees to the Mother Committee. What is the timeline we had in mind for the deferral of this department's budget?
Upon submission na pa. Upon compliance po.
Upon
Madam Chair.
compliance with the required submissions, we would be grateful if you could submit them as early as possible given the short time period.
Yes, Madam Chair, we'll do as directed.
And that involves the settlement of Congressman Olaso's issue, as well as the question that was raised in Congress regarding the OVP's requests that were constantly dismissed or disregarded.
Madam Chair, for the OVP, as mentioned, we'll submit to you accordingly.
Yes, thank you very much. And with that, for the moment, pending the submission of the documents required, we shall herewith defer the budget of the DSWD. Thank you.
Just a clarification.
Yes,
The point raised by our colleague Senator Go would demand documents from the SWD. Would that mean, Madam Chair, upon submission of the said documents, the budget of the DSWD would be deemed submitted to the plenary? Or
what is
that
the
entail
pleasure of
another hearing?
Senator
Yes.
Go?
Suspended lang muna. Kung mako-comply naman po nila yung lahat ng mga requirements, mabalikan nila yung dapat balikan, ay hindi na ho kailangan magkaroon pa ng panibagong hearing. Pwede na pong isumite sa plenary.
That being the case, we therefore suspend the hearing and endorse to the Mother Committee the budget of DSWD from Subcommittee I upon the submission of the documents required by Senator Go and myself. In addition, I would merely like to make an announcement. Similarly, the budgets of CDA and CCC, the Climate Change Commission, which were set for hearing tomorrow, are already deemed submitted given that they have submitted the documents requested. So, hindi na tuloy yung meeting bukas at endorse na ang budget ng CDA at ng CCC sa Mother Committee ng Subcommittee I na ito, katulad ng DSWD. So, kung maaari lang, paspasan po ninyo yung pagbigay at isettle yung mga issues na nabanggit ang Zamboanga City po, ang Surigao Sur, ang North Cotabato at ang OVP. Maraming salamat po,